Good morning, Rockets. Thank you for tuning in to KHRT News and the morning announcements. Today is Thursday, January the 28th. Thursday, January the 28th. At this moment, please stand for the pledge to the American flag, followed by the pledge to the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Juro lealtad a la bandera de los Estados Unidos de América y a la república que representa, una nación bajo Dios, indivisible, con libertad y justicia para todos. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible. Te honro, bandera de Texas. Te juro lealtad a ti, Texas, un estado bajo Dios, uno e indivisible. Please remain standing for a moment of silence. Thank you, Rockets. You may be seated. And today for specials is a C day. C day for specials. And on our Thoughtful Thursday quote. As you know, we are starting with a new virtue. Yesterday was the AFK ceremony and that and the previous one. And now we're going to be talking about perseverance. Perseverance. It's a tough word for me, but it's not tough for you to be perseverant. So listen carefully to this quote. Perseverance is I'm going to start again. Perseverance is falling 19 times and succeeding the 20th. Have you ever accomplished something that made you proud? I'm going to show you a video about another rocket, hard rocket kid, not hard, but rocket kid, that will talk about perseverance and how some important people never quit and how they succeed after a lot of tries on what they were looking for. Okay, so I'm gonna watch with you the first part of it. Then next week we will watch together the second part, and the other week the third part of it.
What does it look like to never give up? Well, today we're gonna find out, because I have my list of 3 dudes who never gave up. I'm Elvis, welcome to Rocket Kids, let's get this started. When we give up, we never get to see what our hard work will reward us with. I know, sometimes it's difficult. We want to see the results. You may never think we can do it, but I'm here to tell you that you can. Today, I have 3 dudes who never gave up. So let's take a lesson from them. Alright, here we go. Number 3 on my list is Harlan Sanders. Yep, the guy you see on the buckets of chicken. This guy. He's known as the Colonel. I like his story. It shows that no matter how young or old we are, we should never give up. This guy started selling his fried chicken at his gas station in 1930. Like, a long, long time ago. Over the next 10 years, the Colonel's chicken got better and better, and he started selling more of it. It was like, boom, 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 boom! Chicken everywhere. Okay, get rid of the chicken. But, in the 1950s, they built a highway near a small Kentucky town, and the Colonel watched as more and more cars started using that highway, and he sold less and less chicken. Not good for the Colonel Sanders. But wait! It got worse. When the Colonel got his first retirement check, it was $100. And it just got worse. Most people would have given up, but not the Colonel. He put on his funny little white suit and set out on a road trip to sell his secret recipe to anyone who would buy it. Great story of perseverance, right? Wrong. It didn't go well. He was rejected 1,009 times. 1,009! Would you give up after that many times? For the Colonel, that 1,010 was the yes he was looking for. And now, it's chicken everywhere. What if he had given up at 1,008? I tell you what would happen. We would have no chicken. Okay, we would have some chicken, but just not his chicken. The lesson. You never know if the next time will be the yes you need. And that makes the man in the funny little white suit with a secret recipe number 3 on my list of 3 dudes that never gave up.
I hope you liked the video. And now, Rockets, let's see what happened in history. Another time in January 28th. Another time in history, January 28th.
January 28th. Today in 1547, England's King Henry VIII died at the age of 53. In 1915, Congress created the Coast Guard as a branch of the armed forces. Today in 1973, the U.S. involvement in Vietnam officially ended as the Paris Peace Accords went into effect. National Security Advisor Henry Kissinger was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize for negotiating the accords. And in 1986, the Space Shuttle Challenger exploded.
We will never forget them, nor the last time we saw them, as they prepared for their journey and waved goodbye and slipped the surly bonds of earth to touch the face of God.
And that's this day in history.
Good job, Rockets. Now let's recite the four-way test.
Let's recite the four-way test.
Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Excellent job, Rockets. And it is key that we remember how important it is to be successful. Please join me reciting the Hard Rocket Pledge. Do it with pride and really believe in what you're saying. Being a hard rocket means that I am responsible, on task, cooperative, kind, enthusiastic, and a team worker who is successful at everything I do. Okay, Rockets. And here comes a part that I would like to tell you that I feel a little, not sad, but you will see what I'm talking about. So as always, tomorrow is Friday and it's a college teacher Friday. I always speak about how you can use any or wear any color that you like. And I have been showing Reveille, that is the Texas A&M mascot, but I feel that it's unfair not to show other people's preference in colleges. So I'm going to show you something about Bebo, that is the Longhorn UT mascot. So enjoy it, and I'll be watching even though I'm an Aggie. Warning, this video contains images that may be disturbing for any Aggie. Viewer discretion is advised.
Gather round, young Bevos. It's time you learned about your history. It all started in 1893. This may sound crazy, but back then, Texas's mascot wasn't no Longhorn. It was a dog named Pig Belmont. But all that changed in 1916, thanks to a human named Stephen Pickney. You see, Pickney was a UT graduate who assisted raids on cattle thieves. One day, while rounding up some bad dudes, he caught a glimpse of a steer whose fur was as orange as the Texas dirt. He just knew he had to have them. Pickney set out collecting donations, bought that steer for $124 and shipped him off to Austin. They decided to name him Bevo. That year on Thanksgiving Day, our team took on the Aggies of A&M. At halftime, Bevo was presented to the crowd, and they went wild. Our boys won that game 21-7, and printed on the front of the newspaper the next day, his name is Bevo. Long may he reign.
Okay, Rockets, and now it's time for a serious message. I really want you to listen because this is important. This is something that every good hard rocket needs to be aware of. So it has been brought to our attention by teachers, and we have been noticing that many of you are not having good attendance. So being in a virtual type of school, it doesn't mean that you're free just to do whatever you want. You know that you have to attend. That's your responsibility as a student. So what I'm telling you is that even though you have your classes through the computer and at home, you need to be sure to access when it's time to do it. Every day, every time, as the teacher is telling you to do so. A message for the parents. Parents, it's also your responsibility, and we ask you to please help us and support your kid being sure that they are accessing and entering and doing all the work that the teachers are asking them to do. I'm going to say it in Spanish, lo voy a decir en español. Hard Rockets, este es un mensaje importante que todo buen Hard Rocket debe de saber. El que estemos en un tipo de clases virtuales no significa que son libres de entrar o salir cuando quieran. Tienen que seguir el horario que las maestras les marcó. Es la responsabilidad de todos los estudiantes entrar a tiempo, hacer sus trabajos y entregarlos según lo pide la maestra. A los padres que nos están escuchando, es importante y es también su responsabilidad en que nos apoyen a que sus hijos estén haciendo lo que se les pide y que tengan un ambiente adecuado y hagan todo lo que las maestras les piden. Again, Hard Rockets, I'm counting on you. You're a Hard Rocket. Do what you need to do. You be responsible and on task. Otra vez, Hard Rockets, parte de nuestro lema es ser responsables y hacer nuestras tareas. Thank you. Okay, so I hope you enjoy these announcements today, and I also hope that you're following still our social distancing guidelines, wearing a mask, washing your hands, being careful with everything you touch and cleaning after yourself, all that thing that we already talked about, but we don't have to forget because things are still happening. So COVID is still here and we have to be very careful. We have to take care of ourselves and others, because even though you're a kid and a young person has a lot less risk, you can take that risk home, okay? So be mindful about it and take care of yourself and others. And again, thank you for tuning in today to KHRT announcements. These announcements were brought to you by Mr. Gonzalez. I'll see you next week with the morning announcements on Thursday. Have a great day, Rockets. Bye. Oh, before I forget, tomorrow is an asynchronous day, so you're not coming to school. You're going to be working from home. So ask your teacher what you have to do and do it. It's not a free day. It's a synchronous day. That means you still work at home. Okay? Now, for real, goodbye and see you on Monday.